Hey folks, Yishai Fleischer here in New York City. The British government has just announced that they're going to be boycotting ministers of the Israeli government. Minister Ben-Gvir and Minister Smotrich, that's the Minister of National Security and Minister of Finance, they're going to be boycotting them. Why? Because they don't like the things that these men have said. They have said that Jewish people have rights in Judea and Samaria. They have said that we should help refugees leave Gaza. And they have said that we should not send in food supplies that end up in the hands of the Hamas. Now, the thing is that these suggestions are normal suggestions, okay? And they're certainly part of democratic discourse. These suggestions, especially the one about refugees, are so sensical that the world has used them in every other conflict. Millions of Ukrainians fled into neighboring countries like Poland in order to get away from the war that's happening between Russia and Ukraine. Millions of Syrians moved out of Syria when there was the Syrian civil war into Turkey and neighboring countries so that they could flee that conflict and war. Also, a lot of them made it into Europe as well. So that's the most normal thing in the world. You have an armed conflict, you have refugees, non-combatants, they need to go somewhere. But England and the other countries have done nothing to help those refugees. Quite the opposite. What they want to do is they want to keep them stuck inside of Gaza so that they could die and be human shields and also a cudgel against Israel. The truth of the matter is that today's announcement is nothing but the British and those other countries succumbing to the jihadist narrative. The only reason that they've done it, actually, there's two reasons. There's two reasons why they may have done it. I call it either bullied or bought. You're bullied or bought or both. Bullied, bought, or both. Let's call it that. Three options. Bullied, bought, or both, okay? Bullied means that your streets have become full of jihadists and your voters are jihadists, and so therefore you just got to succumb to them or else they're going to beat you up and take over your country. So maybe you think that if you surrender to them and give in to their policy ideas, you'll survive. You won't. The other option, which is no less tangible, is being bought. You know, the Qataris, the Iranians, and others, they know how to buy politicians. They know how to get influence with politicians. So it's either bought, bullied, or probably both. A little bit of both. You're like, here's some money, or else you're going to get killed, or else we're going to take over your streets. Just do what we say. And that's where the British, some of the British voters have gone as well. Very sad day. But of course, Israel will continue to push back. And these ministers will continue to serve as ministers. And the government of Israel needs to do what it has to do in order to survive. And what it has to do is to continue to fight this war. It's got to fight it fast and aggressively, with rage and with clarity. It's got to starve out the jihadis, but it's got to make a place for refugees to leave. Yeah, okay, bring boats or blow a hole between the Sinai, which is Egyptian held, and Gaza. You realize that Gaza has a border with an Arab country, but they won't let the Gazan refugees in. They won't let them in. Right? Do you understand the absurdity? They will let refugees from Syria and from Ukraine flow all over the world, but they won't let these people, and then they claim that there's a humanitarian crisis. Of course there's a humanitarian crisis. You're trying to create it. You're trying to create it in order to use it as a cudgel against Israel, to use those civilians as human shields so that Israel will not destroy Hamas, because the goal here is to shrink Israel and to destroy Israel. Today, England has taken a step to delegitimize the government of Israel, but I think that they're actually taking a step to delegitimize themselves, because they're undermining our relationship with Israel. They're undermining their own blessings, and I think they're succumbing to jihadism and surrendering to it. When you do that, it's not like you fare well. It's not like the jihadis are like, sure, let's leave London alone. No, they smell the weakness and they will sue to take it over and to destroy it. That's exactly what they're doing. And today, England has taken a step against its own interests, and certainly not in the interests of Gazan civilians. What Gazan civilians need is a refuge, right? They need to be refugees. They need to actually be refugees. They need a refuge. Give them that refuge in Egypt or in Syria or in Jordan, the real Palestinian state, or anywhere else around the world, in Canada and Spain and Australia, etc., in Ireland, and all these countries that bleed so their heart bleeds for the Palestinians, and yet their wallets and their land bleeds not. Okay, because all they want to do is use it as a cudgel against Israel. They want to shrink Israel. It comes from anti-Semitism. It comes from being bought by the jihad. It comes from being bullied by the jihad. And it comes from the old colonialist past and anti-Semitic past. And it's sick stuff. Israel's got to be big and aggressive and push back against the jihadis. Israel's got to fight right now and use this moment to fight even harder against the bad guys, okay? Do it fast. Do it aggressively. Open up the refugee pathways. Give them pathways to safety. Those that want to not take part in the conflict, those that don't want to take part in the conflict need to be allowed out. That's what's got to happen today. And the train of the Jewish people keeps going. That's right, Am Yisrael Chai. Our battle against the jihad is strong and will continue to be successful. Israel will continue to thrive, and those countries that succumb to the jihad, they will not thrive. No, they will not. God bless you folks from the subway station here in New York, on the way, of course, to the Holy Land. And don't forget to support us through fightforisrael.org, fightforisrael.org, and buymeacoffee.com/Yishai. And don't forget to get the ultimate support, which is from the God of Israel, who is going to continue to strengthen the Jewish people. We're going to survive throughout these neo-colonialist, neo-jihadist efforts to destroy us. We will not fall. We shall not succumb. We shall be victorious. Am Yisrael Chai. God bless you and shalom. That's my train. Got to get on it. See you later.